Welcome to Dowerton.com. Today we're going to be taking a look at a mouse. This is Logitech's latest MX Master mouse, their latest flagship mouse. And what makes it so special is, well, this luxury mouse is capable of doing unified connectivity with their unified adapter or Bluetooth 4.0. And this also has the ability to hook up to 3 devices. So, well, with all the devices I have, it could be nice to have one mouse that could be via Bluetooth hook up to all of them. So this will be really interesting. So we'll take a look at it and see how it stacks up to some of the other mice I have that are Logitech and non-Logitech, and if it's really worth your money. So stay tuned. Okay, so let's take a look at what we get in the box. Well, obviously the box itself is nice, nice showing of the device. Giving real quick instructions for on, choosing the 1, 2, 3 settings, connect either via the unified or Bluetooth, and I guess there's driver software or information about it if you need more support. So let's take a look at what you get inside. Alright, so what we see from fell out here is we have the nice quality micro USB cable. Let's see, instruction manual, and now the device. Take this little shield off of it, and there it is. Nice, beautifully sculpted mouse. Conforms to the hand. Nice micro switches. And we have the scroll wheel here. And what's really interesting about this as well is that it has a scroll wheel on the side, which is really kind of interesting. Very interesting design to the mouse. See, some of the MX, the original MXs had a thumb button on here. This looks like it has that button as well. Looking underneath here, we have the on-off switch. This is their dark lake laser they use, which they claim can work on any surface, including glass surfaces. It's going to be very interesting to see how that behaves, especially in conference rooms that have glass surfaces. And with the different gliders here, very nice smooth gliders. And inside the box here, then we also have the unifying adapter. And recognize that by the little orange star that's on there. I'm going to try using it without the unifying adapter and see how well it works. So alright, so we'll take a look at this mouse, compare it to some of the other ones I have, and let's pair it up to my other devices and give it a go. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pair up the MX Master with my Surface Pro 3. And so we're going to do that is we're going to turn this on. And I'm going to basically choose number 1. And so it's blinking, which means it's looking for what to do. So I'm going to hit connect, and so it's flashing quickly now. And I'm going to move this closer so we can take a look while it's working. I'm going to go to the Bluetooth settings here, and we see down here it says MX Master, and I'll hit pair, and it stop blinking. And in a moment we should see the mouse cursor moving. There we are. So you can see that my mouse cursor is now moving. Alright, so what I did previously is I did actually have the Logitech software installed. So if I were to go here and type Logitech options software. Now this is something that is well, it's optional. You can go to Logitech's website to download it, and what this will do is this will give you the ability to program the various buttons on the device, on the mouse. So for example, you know, the top button here is the mode shift button, and you can change it if you want to have a middle button. You could do so as well. You can toggle the middle button. That's actually part of the wheel here to do something else. By default, this thumb button here at the bottom is your gesture button, and what that does is it basically can mimic, if you hold it down, move it up, it'll basically maximize the current window, or hide the desktop, hide or show the desktop. Basically left and right snaps, and so some gestures that you can do with it. And you can actually customize them, do other things as well if you actually didn't want to have that particular option. So there are other options in the scroll point area here. And one of the things you can do is you can control how the pointer speed is, and also the thumb wheel direction. I actually, at one point I had it synced up beforehand, and I basically set it to inverted because for some reason it was going the opposite directions for me, and it was very kind of weird, so inverted actually seems to work better. And so you can also set up what you want the mouse wheel to be. Right now it's kind of, they call it ratcheted, and then if I change it here to free spin, then once I apply the settings, it will basically, well, it'll be whichever mode you want it to be in. So, alright, so that's what the options tool is. So I highly recommend getting it if you want to use this mouse, because it'll maximize and really give you the customization that you would be interested in having for having this mouse. So we'll close that down. We'll take a look at what you can do with this. So let's take a closer look over here. So I have my web page, my YouTube page up, and we'll go to my videos. It's a little bit longer of a list, so we probably can see more. So, and I'm going to shrink this window down so we can sort of see how some of the wheels work. So I'm going to make this taller here and narrow. So you can see that basically with a thumb wheel, if I activate this thing here, it's not working for some reason, but oh, come on, what's going on here? Alright. So, alright, alright, so it doesn't like me floating on here, but let me see if I can get this to behave. Alright, so it needed to be on a surface, so it's on my hand right now. So you can see with the wheel here, I can actually go left and right, or I can change it to zoom in and out, but right now I have it set up as default as left and right. And so it's not a very long page, but what you can do is you can imagine that you can hear that basically ratchets, that little ratcheting noise for the wheel. Maybe give it a real quick flick. It goes really, really quick, so if you have a really large page, it will take advantage of that. So another example is you can take a look at, and say here's a large Excel file, for example. There's one of the test ones, that the templates that Microsoft gives you. We'll make this a little small window. And we can see how so once again, here's the wheel over here, and you can see that I'm scrolling across this large Excel file, and I can you can get all four movements basically with this mouse. And for large documents, you can always click this to unlock it. And now it doesn't click anymore, so you'll have a bit more of a smoother operation. Clicking this again, we'll turn it back on. Alright, so let's compare it up with my Mac, and we'll test the toggling feature between the two devices, and we'll see how that works. Okay, so here I have my MacBook Pro Retina, or Retina MacBook Pro, 15-inch. And I'm going to basically use the unifying adapter. Now I don't have to, because obviously this laptop does have Bluetooth, but for the sake of this test we're going to use the unifying adapter here, and I have a set up Bluetooth for my Surface Pro 3. So we'll hook this up, plug this into the right port here. Okay, now the unifying software is already installed because my Performance MX is actually the mouse I use primarily on this machine. So let's skip that. Asking about keyboard setup. All right, so we're going to go to the preferences, and we're going to launch this guy here, and we're going to open it up and add this device. So we're going to basically hit the connect button on this guy and see. Hit connect, see if we have any luck with this one. And alright, there it is. Okay, so it's connected. Alright, finished. So now you can see that the 2 is blinking over here, where it's solid now, which means that it is now connected to this device. So, alright, I also did load the options software. Alright, if I relaunch this guy, you'll see it's pretty much exactly the same as on my Surface. So you can do the same type of things. You can control the options for what you want. The gestures also work. If I hold the thumb button down, I can kind of swap between the different panes I have. Actually, in some ways, this gesture button actually is a lot more useful on the OS X side, especially if you have multiple desktops set up like I do. So it's kind of nice to be able to have that ability to just quickly hold down the button here and just toggle left and right to go to different desktops. Really kind of nice. So as you see, same type of thing. If I pull up a browser and go back to my YouTube channel, or just go to YouTube itself, I make this window a little smaller. Oops, not that one, sorry. And make this a little smaller here, so you can see once again the horizontal wheel works really nice to be able to kind of go through, and then of course you have the up and down, and you can unlock it if you want to. So it works exactly the same way on both Mac and PC. Alright, so let's go set my stuff up side by side, and let's test how quickly it can switch between 1 and 2. And of course, you can do a third device if you want to, but I'm going to do that for now for the sake of time. So let me set those 2 up, and we'll be right back. Okay, so I have both my Retina MacBook Pro and my Surface Pro 3 set up kind of side to side. I have it kind of overlapped just for sake of space. So what we're going to do is, right now it's still on the Mac, since that's the last one I used, as you can see right here. And I'm going to see if we can switch it over to number 1. So I will just basically hit this, go to 1, and I'm already using it. So from here, I'm here. So if I want to go back to the next one, go back to 2, quick, just like that, just as fast, via unifying or Bluetooth. I can go right back to either one of these without much difficulty. So you can see I'm over here. I'll switch number 2 again, and I'm back over here. There's practically no delay between switching between the 2 systems. I mean, really, there is like no delay. It's virtually unnoticeable. In some ways, it'd be kind of cool if this toggle was somewhere a little bit on top, where I can just simply tap something here and switch between the different versions, different machines. So there you have it, a quick look at how the Master MX works. In future videos, I will do some comparisons with some other mice that I have. But for now, that's a nice quick look at what this mouse will give you. It's a very premium feeling mouse. As some others have indicated, it really is a right-handed mouse, so lefties are a bit left out of using this type of mouse. It's a premium mouse, luxurious feel. A lot of it is sort of get what you pay for. Logitech puts a lot of work into the fit and finish of the mice that they make, and I've always been impressed with their mice. So if you have any questions or things you want to see that I have not shown, please feel free to leave a comment with any suggestions, and subscribe if you have not subscribed. So once again, thanks for watching.